because I was helping them express their voice and story. And when I realized, you know what, I can give aid, I can build schools and do feeding programs with children, all super important, but it's dependent. But voice, when someone activates their voice, when they know who they are and they can express it, it doesn't matter where you live, who you are, what culture you come from. And so that was the moment, writing that letter, having all of these feelings. I think I cried. I think I was super like, what's going on? I realized it was time to leave. It was time to hang up that part of me that at the time was like 19 years. And I decided to do it full time, be a storyteller, and full time be an entrepreneur that helps people with public speaking. And it was the scariest moment of my actual life.
I can imagine.
Scary. I'm talking, I went to Kenya 11 times, 9 by myself. At 19 years old, I got on a flight and just went without my family. It's the first time I'd ever done anything like this. And I went all around Kenya.
Did they support you? Or did you feel you had to do it on your own? And
no, my mom and my grandmother were like, what are you doing going all that way?
Yeah.
Why?
But you did it anyway.
But people can understand. I have a nice family, a nice home.
Yeah.
Why am I leaving comfort to go there?
Most of the time, our callings are not for other people. So until you start and you actually make the difference that they can actually see, they don't get it. Yeah. So sometimes we don't take it too personal.
Yeah.
I love that. But you guys are here. You've walked that path as well. You know that. I love that. The calling, yeah, at first no one else hears it. No one else sees it. And people think you're a little bit crazy. Or the case for me is they just didn't want to lose that version of you that they were used to. And me being so nomadic, I've lost friends because I'm not there to go for coffee or cocktails. I'm not there on that Friday night.
Right.
And they want that version of me. So it takes such bravery for what you just said. Others can't see it, even like our closest, even our family who love us. But eventually they do.
They do.
And for me, it took years. It took so many trips, especially like when I would get sick or have issues happen. I worked in some dangerous roles, hey?
Yeah.
And so it didn't help the story my mom and grandma was saying. What are you doing there?
Yeah.
But over time, they came to accept it. Over time. And now everyone knows.
Do you feel there's differences in communication like around the world? For example, Arabs, they use a lot of hand gestures when they talk. So I don't know, like, what did you feel in the Caribbean or England?
It's such a great question. So it's 2 parts, right? Communication. In one sense, it really does vary. You're so right. Like here where we are now in Bahrain in the GCC, look at us with our eye contact.
Yeah.
Okay, this isn't a thing, right? Many people in this culture and other cultures too, it's not respectful to look in the eyes directly. So it's more respectful to look down. That's really important to a lot of people's faith and culture here. And other parts too of the world that I've experienced, avoiding eye contact. But then in my culture in the UK, in Europe, when we're teaching public speaking and communication, one of the first things we say is look in the eyes your
Directly.
audience.
Yes.
That's one. Another, as you say, is gestures. Ever been to Italy? Ever seen that expression, that passion? And what is it? It's with the hands.
Yeah.
And then there are other places where gestures can be misinterpreted. So on one hand, communication really does vary. And then another quick thing I've seen is not everyone feels that everyone should talk.
Mm-hmm.
And in every culture I've lived, and I've been to, a few now, some people have the opinion like children should be seen and not heard. Only certain groups of society should speak. Only the powerful, only the rich, or the elders. That does happen in a lot of different cultures due to history, culture, tradition, faith. But then I'll flip it.
Mm-hmm.
Despite these small differences, I truly believe with all I am that more connects us than divides us as people.
Right.
Now, Bahrain, this country is a world in a country. just like the city I grew up in is a world in a city. Bahrain has so many different cultures and languages, nationalities, and I love that. And weirdly, I feel like home because of the city I grew up in. And what I found, wherever you go in the world, we have some similarities, right? When we communicate, we all want truly to just be accepted. We want to be accepted for who we are. We want to have a sense of belonging. We want to be seen and heard and valued, but by the people that we love and respect, and that respect and love us. So when we're communicating in the one of, the 6,000 languages that exist, when we're communicating in one of the 201 countries on the planet, we're all connecting, we're all seeking connection, we're all seeking a sense of belonging. We all want to be seen and heard and valued by people we love and respect. And so that's why it doesn't matter about your voice, how it sounds. It doesn't matter about the language you speak or the accent you have. Accents are beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
What matters is we all, irrespective of culture, faith, and tradition, we're just seeking that connection, that human connection. And so I've seen two parts. Those small differences. And so it's good to anyone who is into speaking, storytelling, connecting, just look at the culture you're going to when you do that. But ultimately, we're the same. And that's what I think I will always now believe.
Amazing. I would like to take the story back a little bit. Taking it back to Africa, because that's where I come from. I'm more interested in Africa. So,
Favorite topic.
well, how many countries have you been to in Africa?
Officially 5, but I've lived and worked in 3. So meaningfully, properly, lived there, worked there, 3. East, west, southern. But I want to do all 54. Inshallah, I will.
Yeah, that's a lot. People have only heard about Africa. They've never been to any African countries. Yeah, so. And the next question is, how was your experience in Africa? Because for the people who haven't been to Africa, especially with this topic of connecting with others and all of that, they see Africans and they think we're different in so many things. How was it like living with Africans in Africa?
This question.
Yeah.
Okay, firstly, Africa is a continent. Europe is a continent. Asia is a continent. You know this, I know this. But so many people will say Spain, Italy, France, Africa.
Yeah.
It's 54 countries with so many different languages and dialects and a history, a rich history.
Right.
So that's my starting point. So I can't speak to, of course, the whole continent because I do genuinely want to go to all 54 countries. But I first went when I was 19 and now I'm mid-30. And no, I should own it. What to say? Why do I keep going back there? Why was I an individual female, young at the time, or younger, and able to go and be safe and connect? The 3 countries I lived in, so your home, Ghana, Zambia, Kenya.
Nice.
Okay, let's take Ghana. Okay, how would I describe this country, right? Colorful, vibrant, loud in the spices of the food, loud in the colors of the fabric and the personality. Like what I found in Ghana, different to Kenya and Zambia, is people are loud and jovial. I first went and I was like, oh, are they okay? Are they fighting? Oh no, they're cool.
I remember when I first came to Bahrain, like when we meet, if it's just 2 Ghanaians having a conversation and you just happen to appear on them, you'll be like, it looks like there've been several times where the company I used to work with when I came to Bahrain, once we start a conversation, there'll be a different nationality coming in to see if everything is okay.
Yeah. Are you guys?
And it's just a conversation.
You guys okay?
Yeah.
Do I need to intervene? So there was that difference, but I want to keep my answers short, but I could talk about this for so long. There is such misconception. Across the 3 countries I lived in, I really learned about humanity. Okay, let's go to Kenya. I would be on a bus and I'd be talking to an elder who would invite me to their village to see their family. would I ever do that in the UK? No. But in Kenya, I did many times on many trips, and I could do the same in Ghana. And I go to this village and I'm greeted by the town chief, and I'm taken into someone's home who may have this much and gives me this much, and they make tea and prepare food. That for me is inherent to that whole continent, humanity.
Yeah.
But also, guys, there's fun, there's vibes, there's wealth. Like, there's everything in this continent. In Ghana, I said it was loud, it was colorful, because, hey, Afrobeats, so many amazing artists come from this region. And the three countries, one thing about the African, I guess, joint tradition and culture, what I came to learn is joy. Everyday people choose joy and gratitude.
Right.
So where I lived in Ghana, they don't say, hey, how are you? They say, abesu. So this is the Dugati language, a tribe in Upper West. It's crazy. I'm telling you about what does it mean tradition in Ghana. And so instead of saying, hey, how are you? Or comment ça va? They say, abesu, which is, are you strong? Ooh. Are you well? And to respond, you say agabesu. But you can't say agabesu. Agabesu. No, you have to say agabesu. If anyone's watching from this part, hello. And if I got the accent and the dialect wrong, but genuinely, do you know why? It's their opportunity to check in on like you. And you can't just go. You have to ask about the farm if you know about their farm. You have to ask about the family.
Right.
You have to find out how that thing was that they told you about last week. In the 3 countries I've lived in Africa, it is connection, community, humanity, but joy. People are so joyful, irrespective of what is going on, and playful and grateful. Everything, here is salam alaikum, and that's a beautiful part of this culture, all about peace.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so many parts of Africa, it's we thank God. How many times have I spoken to you? We thank God. We're blessed and highly favored. So there's a gratitude. But you have to stop me. I can talk about my love of these parts.
I just wanted to hear a few experiences from somebody who is not African but has been to Africa. We have been telling people all these things, how beautiful Africa is, but it's just best for you to say it on this podcast so they can also know, okay, she had the experience or the privilege to be in Africa, and this was her experience. Yeah.
But aren't we all African?
We are.
The first human remains were found, tens of thousands of years ago in East Africa, northern Kenya, southern Ethiopia. The first ever human remains on this earth. So when I go to Kenya, I tell them, I'm coming home. And they like it. My mother and grandmother don't, but aren't we all, when we think back to history?
We are. But that is another topic for another
Yes,
day.
indeed.
Because it goes deeper than just saying it on the surface. So
It does
Yeah.
indeed. But if I could just wrap up then with some tips of anyone looking outside. It's like looking outside anywhere. Do people know where Bahrain is? We know, our friends and family know, but it's the same. Whenever we're looking at any country from the outside or continent, did we ever speak to a local person? Did we ever actually ask questions and connect? If we have never gone there or experienced, have our friends or family, has anyone gone on a trip or holiday there? All I would say for any of these bigger topics, and it does link to story and voice, is like ask questions and be open.
right.
Whatever country we're talking about in the world, and there's over technically 200 of them.
Mm-hmm.
The power of questions can break down so many assumptions that we make about a person or a place or a topic.
I think all this goes back to what you're good at, being able to speak. If there are certain people who have questions, but they cannot speak. So it all comes down to we being able to learn what you're doing, what you're helping others to be good at. And then we'll be able to, I think, ask more questions and know more about different things. And we'll not just sit back and try to judge or try to say the few that we know.
Well, let's go to a coffee shop. Do you guys like coffee or matcha or tea? Or
All three.
yeah, me
All
too.
three.
I prefer matcha.